Hey, how's it going, everybody? Another pickups video for you guys. This time a long one, as I got quite a bit of stuff to show you. Scored yesterday, scored a few days ago, and definitely scored today when it comes to video games, man. Finally got at Goodwill at the right time. Guy at the counter said, hey, man, I just set this stuff out. Here's the two systems that I'm about to set out. Are you interested in them before I do that? And then all the video games are over there in that bin. And man, I made off like a bandit. Let's say definitely a couple $100 worth of stuff at least after looking them up. And yes, I used eBay, but I didn't go on what people want right now. I went on what they're going for, is in the sold listings, and made a killing, man. Hell, even if it was $5 a game, I made a killing because games there are $1. Doesn't matter if they're sealed. As in, one of the PS2 games I got is sealed. Not worth all that much, but soon enough. So anyways, I'm going to save the video games for last as I got them all bagged up. I'm going to show you all the oddball stuff first. These I thought were kind of cool. This one I got a few days ago. And I thought it was just a regular calculator until I took it out. Realized it's for helping you spell. Anyways, this is from 1987, made by Franklin Computer Corporation. I'm trying to find the model number. It's called the Spelling Ace, and the model is SA98. And it does work. I just don't have any batteries in it right now. It's basically like your spelling check on your computer or whatever, to where it will either come up with a word that might work. This one, what it does is try and spell it first, and if it can't spell it, then that's what it'll do. It'll pick another word that it thinks you're looking for that's similar or whatever. Otherwise, cool. This one is from 1990, also made by Franklin Computer Corporation. It's called the Language Master 3000. And it's got a dictionary and thesaurus, and also has a whole bunch of spelling games built into it. And quite a bit bigger. Bigger screen. So anyways, both of these for like 50 cents each, man. And the little one that I showed you first looks like it's worth $15 at most on what it's going for on eBay. The other one, I'm going to say started $15. I didn't find too many like this. So maybe it wasn't out very long. I don't know. Otherwise, man, definitely worth more than what I paid. Cool to have around. Now on to one of my mega scores. Got this yesterday. And I don't know if the power supply was with it or not. If it was, it could have gotten stuck in another bin to where somebody else grabbed it, because I checked today. That's why I went to Goodwill. And I'm glad I had a reason, or I wouldn't have made the game score. But found out, I haven't tried it yet because naturally I don't have one around me that I can plug in. But right off the bat, it is 9-volt AC 1.3 amps on the power supply. And I was able to test it with one of the power supplies for one of my old Atari computers. Same voltage, pretty much. At least on the voltage, but on the amps, I don't know. They wrote it out weird on that one. But on the original Nintendo, as long as the plug fits, same voltage. So I thought the original Nintendo was DC, but it's AC, so 9-volt AC, and it was 1.3 amp when I looked up the power supply specs. So anyways, this is for an electric guitar or bass, to where you plug everything through this and then hook it up to your amp, or you can have headphones hooked up to this if you just want to practice. And it's got all kinds of digital effects built into it. And also has it to where, I guess, because I only plugged it in to make sure it turns on, that's as far as I can go, and everything seemed to turn on and function. But I haven't actually plugged anything into it. But sounds like what you can do is pick one of those effects, And then it's got like effects delay, the speed, reverb, the usual treble, bass, whatever. So you can change it up a bit and then store it into memory to kind of just make it your own. So pretty cool. So anyways, this is the Johnson J Station. And let's see, I didn't give a model number. Can't find a model number. Just says Johnson J Station, made in USA, power 9 volt AC 1.3 amp. And then caution, I'm not seeing a model number. It does have a sticker. This one is from 2001. So, I don't know. Yeah, it's weird that they wouldn't have a model number on it anymore. I'm not spotting it. Oh well, otherwise, really cool. I gotta dig up all my stuff to hook up one of my guitars or my bass or whatever and see how this thing works. I just got it all stowed away in my side room for now. Haven't had time to practice or anything, but man, cool thing to find at Goodwill. And I got it for $2. And looking this up on eBay and the sold listings, it seems to be going for $60 and up. So score! Especially if it works good. And if any of them are crackly, man, I know how to fix that now. It has to do with the volume knobs and stuff. Otherwise, it's got gain, treble, mid, bass, level, master volume. And then this little area here is for all the presets. So you just keep turning the little selection knob. Got J Crunch, J Solo, J Clean, Boutique, Rectified, Brit Stack, Brit Combo, Blackface, Boat Back, Flat Top, Hot Rod, Tweed, Blues, Fuzz, Modern, British, Rock. And on the More thing, I think that's where it goes to using your presets. So anyways, in this area where you program it in or whatever, Shift, Comp, Gate, Effect Type, Tap It, Tuner, button that just says Store. And you got some more effects here: Chorus, Flanger, Phaser, Tremolo, Rotary, Auto, Wah, Pitch and Detune, Effects Speed, Delay, Feedback, Reverb, and then I think the data one, when I was turning that just rotates to where there's a number here to tell you which preset you're on. And on the back of it, left output, right output for running it through an amp, and then it does have it to where you can run it through MIDI. One that's just marked J3, I don't know what that's for, and then another one that I don't know what it's for that says S/PDIF output, and it's an RCA type jack, and then a little spot where you plug in the power supply. But on this side, spot to plug in headphones and a spot to plug in your guitar, and then the other side is just the power switch. It's nice find, man. Got to keep trying to find stuff like that. Say I'm to the point where I'm just going to stick to going the Goodwill. The hell with yard sales and stuff. I've been doing better there. Dang yard sales, by the time I get to them, I feel like they've already been picked through. Alright, let's see. Show you this guy. This guy got a while back, but I wanted to research it a bit and make sure that it really is true on the date for this thing. I was a little skeptical because he's in such good shape, and I think he would have dry rotted by now. Anyways, my mommy used to sell Avon back in the 60s, so anytime I see Avon stuff that looks old, I grab it. As I got a bunch of the Avon cars that are the bottle type ones for aftershave or whatever. So this kind of stood out. There's an Avon Snoopy soap dish that floats in the bathtub for a little kid. Then the bar of soap just rests on his stomach. On the back here, other than Avon Snoopy soap dish, it says Avon Prod Incorporated District, New York, New York. And then their street address, 120 United Features, 1950. This thing is from 1950 and it survived here in Arizona, man. Like I say, how this guy didn't dry rot is just unbelievable to me. Somebody took really good care of it. I'm thinking it came out of somebody that probably sold Avon like my mom and they had a collection. He was a little stained, but it was more from just being packed around, which on that, and if you guys find anything like this, be careful. I do like to use the magic erasers, but when it comes to painted areas, you do not want to use them on that, as it can make the paint come off. But speaking of paint, one of his eyes was a little faded, so I touched it up with a permanent marker, and then one of his eyebrows was kind of half-assed, so I just painted the rest of it in. So now he looks all right there, all matched up, and then also touched up his nose a bit, but his ears were still okay, and his color. Otherwise, all the white area here, it was just a little bit discolored, just from being boxed up from dirt and stuff, but went over it with a magic eraser and took all of that off. I'm just noticing a little bit on his fingers there that I need to go over again. Otherwise, it took off all the nastiness to where he looks a lot better than he did. And, shit. I looked him up a few days ago and I can't remember, but I think like $25 at most for one of these guys, so not worth all that much. Or maybe they were off on the price, I don't know, it is eBay. It's where I'm kind of half-ass researching him to see if he's worth more than that, but it is a soap dish, so 25 is probably more about right. But I paid like 50 cents for him. Kind of cool. And I'm not going to use him as a soap dish. He's just going to sit up on a shelf like this. Alright, let's see. Okay, this is going to be fun to show. This is kind of awkward here. Anyways, picked this up, but it was just the cards that come with it and the electronic part and this cool briefcase that it goes in, but everything else was missing. Anyways, when I went back to Goodwill yesterday, boom, I found all the rest of it. All but the little sheets that are just generic type things that you can make up to where it's just to write down your point and score or whatever. Otherwise, got everything I need now to play it. So this is made by Fidelity Electronics from 1980. And it is called Bridge Challenger. And this happens to be the first one. And when I looked it up, I found Bridge Challenger 2 and 3. And that's something where I got lucky on the instructions. I would have had to print them out, which would have been a lot of paper. The stuff I found yesterday had the instructions already printed out, but it was for the second variation. But they only changed a couple or so things, so pretty much same way you play it. So anyways, show you what the briefcase looks like. This is what just caught my eye, man. It's like, what the hell is this? Anytime I see a briefcase that looks this elegant, I always got to look in it, man. It's like, didn't realize it was an electronic game. I figured it had like cards and game chips in it or something for playing bridge, not an electronic thing. So. In fact, let's see. Yeah, the second and third one, what they did is they added voice to it. So when you win or whatever, it lets you know. I don't know how much vocabulary it has, but cool enough. This one, it's just beeps and blips. So, instructions, and then a couple of felt sheets here for laying out your cards. which would be 1 to 13, and that's where these come in handy when it comes to the computer part of it. Is it starts with the first card and then goes to 13, so you got to lay them out in order or it's going to be confusing. Now on the newer ones, when it comes to the cards that come with it, I don't know how the electronic part works because they changed it up a bit, but on this one, it literally has a barcode reader, and the cards have barcodes on them. So you scan it just like you'd be scanning a food item at a store or whatever. Anyways, there's what it looks like. And there's the little barcode reader right there. As you can see, this area here is kind of sunken a bit, so take one of your cards that has the barcodes, just scan it in. Which, a lot of stuff about this could get real tedious. I don't know if I'm ever going to actually want to play games on it or not. It's more just for a nostalgia piece, but man, just trying to figure out how to get to that point where you scan in your cards by reading those instructions would be easier if you just shot yourself in the... I'm not even going to say head, man. You should just shoot yourself in the nuts with a nail gun, man, because you don't need any more of a headache than what those instructions are going to give you. It was really confusing. It was giving all these damn steps and saying, like, on some of them, okay, here's one way to do it, but if you don't want to do it this way, you can do it this way, which always makes it more confusing. But I was able to do it in like 3 steps to get it to that point, because at first I thought that was broken. I couldn't get it to work. Then finally it was letting me scan them in. Close up there. Another thing that makes this feel really old is on the back of it here, that is not a regular type to stick on label. It's a actual metal placard stuck there. It says Bridge Challenger, gives the serial number, and then Fidelity Electronics. Made in USA, better living through science. And also, this bottom tray part that everything sits in is actually made out of wood. And if you find one without the power supply, you're probably going to have to cut this and wire one in, as it's got one of these weird little 2-prong type jacks here that plugs into the main power supply line or whatever. Kind of like the multi-voltage ones, to where they have it to where you can switch out the jacks, where it's just got a prong for positive and a prong for negative. Otherwise, I did get the power supply with it. Face the cards look like. Anyways, this. I found enough of them for sale for this particular one to where it's confusing. eBay's fucking confusing, man. When it comes to the second and third one, it was like $25, maybe up to 40 or 50 for one that's in perfect condition and has all the original stuff. For this one, it was crazy, man. It was like $25 up to somebody had one all complete for over $200, which, nah. I can't see it being that valuable. Or maybe it can be, because when I looked it up on Wikipedia, it did say the first one, as in this one, had a lot of bugs in it, as in glitches and stuff, which I'll probably find out when I do try and play it. So it could be it wasn't out on market for very long, and then I think it was 1980 for this one, 81 for the second one, so they made a new one right away and changed up the whole scanning thing for the cards and then added the voice to it. And then the third one I think came out in 83 or 84. But I was finding a lot more of those for sale than this one, so it could be it's a little scarce. Otherwise, paid $3 for it, so who gives a fuck, man? It's definitely worth more than $3. So I say, man, I've been finding occasional cool stuff at Goodwill. It's just this time I really scored. Alright, now for the big score. Oh, got this to show you guys. I can show you these first. This is going in my small collection of Hot Wheels and just other types of cars because it is all sealed up, but it's not in beautiful shape. It's a little warped on the packaging, but not beat to shit. And when I looked it up, I didn't see this exact one, but I saw others like it, where it's shaped like the sock, for about $10 that they're going for, as you get 3 cars. Anyways, let's see this one. It's not too old. Yeah, 2002 for this one. It's for Matchbox cars. It's a Secret Santa cars, and it shows the tree in the background with car ornaments hanging around. And they're showing the cars hung up, so I don't know if they're specific little cars to where you could play with them and then hang them on the tree or what. Otherwise, they're little decorative Christmas type boxes. So, kind of cool. I got this for 50 cents. Now, this I grabbed because I love old kung fu movies, and this one has a scene that was used on The Daily Show on Comedy Central, so you know it's got to be funny as all hell. And this, for VHS, it was going for about $5, so not worth a whole lot, but I don't know on rarity how rare it is. It's Ricky-O, the story of Ricky, uncut and uncensored, includes the hilarious exploding head scene as featured on Comedy Central's The Daily Show. Let's see, when did this come out? This came out in 1998. It says, contains scenes of intense graphic violence, absolutely not for children. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. Running time 90 minutes. Not rated because the rating people probably watched it and said, what the fuck is this? And just gave up because it's supposed to be violent as all hell from what I read on it when I looked it up. They just got it as Hong Kong action martial arts. And not in bad shape, so it should still play. I grabbed it just because that picture there, man. Chest punching this fat dude. And then there's a guy that's missing. It looks like his arms got severed in one of his eyes and just beat the shit like he's a zombie or something. It just looks freaking crazy. I don't know if I can get close enough on that. That looks freaking crazy. Big cement block on the ground and has the rods coming up that they use for doing buildings or whatever. Like he's confined this guy in it. I don't know if they're sticking into him or what, man. It just looks really friggin' painful. So I'll be watching this tonight or tomorrow. Alright, now on to the video games. Sneaking up to 24 minutes. I said it was going to be long. Video games. Start up with this. Alright, I believe I already have both of these, but man, these are really good, clean copies. And let's see, that one's got the book. Okay, one of them is missing the manual or whatever, but I don't care. So anyways, for PSP, got Lara Croft Tomb Raider Legend. And then this one, I literally just found it. But this is all complete and in really good condition. And for some reason, they stuck one in here that's Gangs of London. So, you got me. It could be they had it and maybe just have the game loose. Anyways. Figures I find this now that I paid more than $1 for it at the swap meet, but got another copy of From Russia with Love 007, but really good condition. whoever had these games took very good care of them. There wasn't that many that were in bad shape. In fact, this one, let's say $5 and up. I don't know. It is sealed, but it's not one of the real high-end games. Anyways, this is for PS2, Medal of Honor, Rising Sun. Still in the shrink wrap. And this is one of the actual blue discs for PS2. And not worth too much for this one, but worth more than what I paid. Just grabbed it to grab it. Star Trek Encounters. This one I thought would be worth a lot more now, but I guess price has gone down or something for a while. I mean, let's see. This come from Game World. GameStop. Came from some video game store, and they had $34.99 on it. And I don't know when, but it is all complete. And just light scratches, not bad, so it should still play good. Always got Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And this one, I'm pretty sure I don't have this, but I think I have the first one. Hopefully this one is better. I did not care much for the first one, so I'll definitely give this a try. It's Resident Evil Outbreak File 2. It is like freaking new. The disc is perfect. Like I say, this guy could, or gal, whoever, man, took damn good care of their stuff. This one obviously came from GameStop, or EB Games, before they turned to GameStop. Just a little scratched up. And I don't think I have this one either. Lara Croft Tomb Raider, The Angel of Darkness. Just got to peel off those stickers. This one I think was like new too. Yep, not a scratch on it. It's greatest hits one, but I say it's like new. Dead to rights. Alright. Start with the PlayStation 1 ones here. One. PlayStation 1 ones. Yeah. I could tell I was out all day. The brain is not wanting to work completely. Anyways, this is the only one that's missing one of the discs, but at least it's one that I really could care less about. I just grabbed it to have my collection. What did they stick in here? Find it. Well, saw it. I was there. What the hell? That's weird. Oh, there it is. 1, 2. Maybe I'm wrong. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. That's weird. This is 5 discs. Maybe I do have all of them. I swear it was a different one in here. Hey, I gotta act like a freaking idiot here. Make sure. Okay, there's disc 5. Disc 4. That's what it was Hitman. Be on a damn sleep or some shit, man. Well, okay, I think I am missing a disc. Oh, no. Okay, there was an extra. Okay. It was just in a weird spot. Right on. Holy sheep shit. Pays to look your stuff over when you're like not there or something, because if I would have done this when I was there, I would have had freaking hoarders all around me. This is why a lot of times you can get screwed at the Goodwills and stuff. You don't want to stand there looking over every friggin' game you find, especially when it's multi-disc like this. So I got all 5 discs for it, and the little bonus one I got here, which, wow, it's damn near like new. Got Hitman Blood Money. Otherwise, got Riven, sequel to Myst. About a $10 game, all complete. Now that I found all the discs. One of them was just in there weird. In fact, the way they do this damn thing is friggin' weird. Oh, they do have them numbered, or do they? It's crazy. Yeah, I did say we're going to have a long video, man. At least I found them all, because for a while there I thought I was screwed. I hate these damn games that have multiple discs, man, because there's usually always one missing. You can always count on it. Cool. As, when I added these up, I wasn't counting this one, so that ups my money by $10. Now that I can't get the fucking thing to fit. There. Okay, that doesn't come out. That's the way they did this tray is fucking crazy. Alright, cool. Oh. Riven, purchasing, whatever. And then I'll just find a CD holder for that. Next. No, can't show you that yet. No, I do it. So that's not next. This is next. And both of these are Black Label. Got the original siphon filter. And there's one spot that's a little questionable, otherwise just light scratches, so it should be okay. And siphon filter 2. Let's see, this is 2 discs, and I believe there was a bonus disc in here that had some demos on it. So let's see, disc 1. Yeah, really light scratches. Wow, disc 2 is like friggin' new. Damn it, I thought there was a 3rd game in here. I can see it. It's staring me in my... Sure there was a 3rd one. Oh, okay, I'm wrong. It was one of the other ones that has multiple discs that had a bonus game in it with demos. So, it was Siphon Filter 1 and 2. And this is one to where I definitely got to play this. I've never seen it until now. It's one that I've been wanting for PlayStation because I've heard it sucks by a lot of people, and I've heard that some people like it. I think it has to do with how you play. It's goofy, but sometimes the goofy games are the ones I like. Anyways, another Black Label here, and this is like friggin' new, man. Damn near looks like it never got played. Anyways, Resident Evil Survivor. And this one, I think I have this on PlayStation, but I used to play the shit out of it on my Sega Saturn back in the 90s when I got my first one, because the music frickin' kicks ass in it. Anyways, got MechWarrior 2, 31st Century Combat, Arcade Combat edition, black label, and just like Resident Evil, man, it is like new. Let's see. I think it was this one. Let's see, that was 3 discs. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, it was the space shooter one. This one, just a little bit beat up on the case. Otherwise, the discs look really good. And I remember playing this game and liking it. It was trippy. There's another black label one, Parasite Eve. Just has a crack there, and I think that's it. Oh, a little crack to the side there. Otherwise, the discs and stuff are in good shape and everything's complete. Let's see. God, man, it's crazy. Maybe this is one of those people that just plays it once and puts it away, man. It just blows my mind on how good a condition they're in. I am not used to that. It's usually people in my town, man, they trash these games, especially when they're CD-based. Anyways, another black label, Tactical Espionage Action, Metal Gear Solid. Okay, this one I got lucky. Let's see. Yeah, it says 2 discs, and I found a disc for one of the other versions of this game, as I think they did 3 of them. I'm just hoping it's single CD and not double. I'll find out, I guess. Anyways, got Colony Wars, black label. Got disc 1 and disc 2, and I think this is the one that had the bonus disc. Maybe not. Why do they do it like that? That is weird. Oh, that's what's throwing me. It's the manual that's missing, I think. Or maybe. Okay, that's what it is. It's the manual that's missing, so that's what's throwing me. Otherwise, the third disc here is Colony Wars 3 Red Sun. Let's see some here. That doesn't say disc 1 or disc 2 on it. Okay, I guess Red Sun is only single disc. Anyways, the Colony Wars ones. First disc a little bit scratched up in one spot. Second disc is like new. And then Red Sun, just a little bit concentrated in one spot, but it's really light. So, kind of cool. Not worth as much as I thought it would be. Hopefully it's just because it's pretty common and it doesn't suck, because I like space shooters and it looks like something I would want to play. Looks like you could either be in the cockpit or have the little ship flying around, so it looks amusing. Otherwise, that's all the PlayStation games. This is what surprised me. The guy had all this PlayStation stuff that came in, but I thought I was missing these until I checked out, and he said, yeah, that's all we had, and I got lucky, man. I don't know if it was one of the guys that was filling the bin, just set them up there, not thinking, or if somebody else did it to hide them and then come back and buy them later. But they were up on one of the top shelves, hidden behind something. But just got 3 N64 games, but decent ones, especially this. This pretty much pays for the whole friggin' lot for the day. Got Zelda, Ocarina of Time, in good shape. This is the only one that's got a mark on it that I'm pretty sure would come off with a magic eraser. But man, good copy, and love this game. Shadow Man, great game for the N64. This one, not a bad game, but there's parts in it that kind of annoyed me. Just, you get frustrated. Otherwise, not a bad game, and good shape. Just needs to be cleaned up just a little bit. Mission impossible. So anyways, all the games, including this and the Hot Wheels thing, $21, man. Score. I keep questioning on why these people will stay parked on the street waiting for them to haul stuff in, man, because my store does occasionally get good shit. It's just you got to be there at the right time, because my store is pretty damn little. It's kind of, they got it half and half. The front part is all the bins full of this, that, and the other, where they do have shoes in some of the bins. And then the rest of it, they got some bins kind of lining the wall to the back, and then the rest of it's all clothing and just bedroom type stuff or appliances on the floor. But it's not like one of the regular Goodwills where it's huge and they got everything setting out nice. You got to go through everything. So a lot of it is junk and crap. It can be pretty nasty at sometimes, including the people that go there. There was one there today to where, I forgot to bring my Swiss Army knife, or I could have saved myself from cutting this off. Now I know what hatred and ass smells like. So nasty. Seem to be a lot of people in my area that it's like they never bathe or never use deodorant. Just nasty. So bad it burned the nose, man. I had to get away from that person. He was just nasty. Everybody was getting away from him. There's some that come in there that I swear is just right off the street. So, that is everything. Now that I'm going to be creeping into 45 minutes here, I don't want to make it too friggin' long, but it's a lot of stuff to show you guys, man. And fortunately with Goodwill, I can put it on credit cards, so I'll see how I feel tomorrow. I might hit them up again, just in case there were some games I missed. As I didn't see anybody else with video games other than one guy that had, all he had was Oddworld for PlayStation 1. Which, cool game, but no loss. I probably have it already. Otherwise, I didn't see anybody else that had stuff, and the only games I left were all war simulations like the sealed one, where some of those I like, some of them I could just give a shit about, man. I'm not into the war simulation stuff. I don't want to be in a war. I don't want to fight a war. And not even in a video game. I'm more into sci-fi type stuff like Halo and Doom and shit. So, we'll see, man. It was good today, maybe good tomorrow. Catch y'all later.